like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it. You walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it.
Hey. At Georgia Tech. I'm studying computational media at Tech, which is essentially half computer science and half literature, media, and communications. And then on the side, I'm taking marketing classes. And that sounds like a lot, and it sounds like just such a wide range. But to basically, the gist of what I'm trying to do in my college career is bridge the gap between technology, communication, and design. And I kind of tell recruiters and pitch myself as I didn't just want to be a technologist, I didn't just want to be a marketer, and I didn't just want to be a designer. I wanted to be smack dab in the middle. I wanted to bridge those gaps and basically be the kind of person that could be fluent in coding and understanding branding strategy, but then also understanding good communication and balancing the three and communicating between people on different teams. That's my ultimate dream. So far, it's becoming a challenge figuring out where that lies in today's society, and I'm figuring it out as I go along, but for right now, that is my dream. I came into those passions starting with a passion for photography. My mom put me in a summer camp for digital photography back when I was, 7th grade. And I was terrified out of my mind. I had to ask the girl next to me how to turn the camera on, which now is like one of my favorite stories to tell. I literally cried the first day. I didn't know how to turn the camera on. I didn't know what anybody was talking about. I felt so uncreative and uninspired and just unqualified to be there. And when I came home from camp that day, my mom and my grandma looked at me and they told me that I should never be afraid to not know something, because it should be inspiring to know that the people around me are so smart. And they said to use those opportunities to ask more questions and to just embrace the mindset that I am that person that's going to ask a bunch of questions and just not be afraid of it. And so I did that. The next day I came in, and for the rest of the week, I was that girl at the front of the class that asked all the questions and just wanted to know exactly how to do everything. And from that point forth, I just fell in love with photography, and it sounds really cheesy, and any photographer will tell you that, but just the idea that I was capable of just capturing these moments in time and basically capturing the Lord's beauty throughout the world was something I was so fascinated by, and something that I really wanted to put my heart and soul into. On my website, chloeelise.com, CHLOELISE.com, I have written on there my philosophy and my pillars of my business and of myself, which I think kind of encapsulate 3 words that I would use to describe myself. So the first one is optimism. I am optimistic about people's potential and opportunities. The second one is curiosity. So I am constantly looking to learn, whether I'm learning about people or learning about topics. I'm always learning something new every single day. And the third is creativity. So I'm not afraid to think outside the box. That sounds so cliche, but think outside the box. And I think creativity is something that gets kind of pushed aside as a secondary trait that somebody might need. We kind of look at intelligence as the first thing that you need, but I think creativity is right up there as being a core principle that somebody should be proud of. So those are my 3 pillars, and then my overarching philosophy with my own small business is to serve others so they may serve also. As I've grown that business and as I've come in tune with my own passion for bridging the gap between technology, communication, design, something that obviously falls under that is social media. And I've gone through quite a transition in my social media mindset through the years. When I started, I was the typical just post for the likes. I wanted as many likes as possible. I wanted to look as skinny as possible. I wanted to post a caption that was as funny as possible. I wanted to only post with people that I thought would get me more likes, which just sounds so horrible to say out loud, but I mean, just obsessed with the vanity of social media. And then sophomore year of college, I came to know the Lord from a very relational standpoint. I went to Passion Conference in Atlanta over New Year's, And through that, after I had already been building up my social media, was established as a photographer, was building up a blog that was kind of a magazine style blog where I was offering advice to people, I'd been doing all these things with digital media, and I thought that that was my calling. And I felt very, very convicted over passion to drop it all and to get to know myself in the most selfless way possible, which sounds weird, but I basically replaced everything that I cared about in my own self with getting to know Jesus and what he meant for my life. And I wanted to basically intertwine and combine the two and not keep them as two separate lives. So I ended up quitting Instagram for about 4 months and completely quit my blog altogether, like deleted the website offline, it's unpublished and everything. And then through there just started digging into what faith meant for me and what that could look like in my own career. And through that, once I came back on Instagram after a few months, after I felt calmer about it and more confident in my faith, I started posting captions that spoke more to my relationship with the Lord and deeper heart stuff than just captions that I thought would get likes. And sure enough, I mean, my likes went down, like my followers went down. I lost the numbers that come with social media because I was talking about things that weren't cool according to the world. And that's kind of the point. It was literally a wake-up call that I am not of this world. This world is not what I am meant to succeed in. And those numbers were proving it. But I stuck with it. And what's mattered so much to me is speaking to one person in mind. Like as I post things on Instagram, as I publish a blog post, as I get on an Instagram story and talk about life things, I think about one person that tangibly in my life that I think would this message would resonate with. A lot of times it's me, it's myself. It's like me in the future. Like, hey, Chloe, you need to hear this message. Like, you're gonna come across this message in a few months and you're gonna wanna read it. And what's so cool about human nature is we are all way more alike than we seem. And so I end up getting a few but very real responses from people, whether they're Instagram DMs or just chats in person. People have come up to me because of my Instagram and told me how much those messages have meant. And so I think that's what we're called to do. We're called to shine no matter what the world tells us we're supposed to be doing. The numbers on social media don't matter. We don't own them. If Instagram went away tomorrow, I think a lot of people's self-worth would also go away. And so coming to establish myself and my own self-worth in something outside of social media, outside of my career, outside of my friendships, outside of my hobbies, that has been just such a lifesaver. So my advice in terms of taking risks and pursuing what you're passionate about is to become so okay with the independence that life brings. Whether that means you study abroad, whether that means you start a job and you don't know anybody there, whether that means you take a class and you don't have any of your friends there, launching a new hobby, reading a book that nobody told you to read. I mean, doing things that force you to accept yourself as an independent person, basically show you how independent we are created and how unique we are created, which therefore will align your heart closer to Christ and bring you back into your faith. Because once you have nobody else around you, who are you going to go? Where are you going to go for stability? The only way is up. And so that's something that has helped me a lot, just be really empowered in what I'm doing, and not be scared to put my name out there, is knowing that I'm so okay with being independent because I have somebody else who's there alongside me. So my favorite quote that has kept me going year after year so far is, "There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind," by C.S. Lewis. And I align that biblically with Romans 8:28. Those quotes have kept me going and something that I live by each and every day.
Walk it like I talk it, walk it, walk it like I talk it, walk it, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, woo, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, ay, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it.